Yeah. So again, Lackluster's channel, $10 million lawsuit, no qualified immunity. And yeah, this is them running into somebody's house and he tells them to leave and he gets arrested for calling 911 because they wouldn't leave.
Obviously, we don't know that. I'm asking you to leave. I'm asking you to leave our residence. I'm about to put you in handcuffs, sir.
Maybe it wasn't. Turn around, he was. I think he was being too nice. He just said, "I am ordering you to leave." Maybe that would have worked. You know, I'm ordering you to leave, not asking, because if you ask somebody, they can politely refuse. But if you tell them or you give them an order that they need to leave, that's different. I think. Apparently, with law enforcement, it's different. So. Let's go.
Put your hands behind your back. Put down the damn phone. You're calling 911 and we're standing right in front of you. The cuffs wouldn't be on you if you weren't acting the way you are. Acting by exercising my constitutional right. Have a seat. The worst thing you can do is make a 911 call right in front of them.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel.
The worst thing you can do, the worst thing you can do in this officer's eyes is call 911 when he right in front of you. Like, obviously he didn't feel safe with you, so he needed to call somebody else. That's why it's like, who you gonna call? If they already there, who you gonna call?
In 2019, the VA called the LAPD to do a wellness check on a veteran they had seen as a patient shortly after the officers arrived. Slade Douglas answered his door.
Hi, Doug? Douglas, Mr. Slade. Yes. How you doing? All right. We got a call from
we got a call.
I don't know what they call.
Can we come in and talk to you for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone else in the house?
No, that's me. So, I'm just gonna make sure nobody else is. No, please don't. No. Hold on, I asked you no. All right. Just relax. I asked you to leave because this is my house. Okay. Number one, you just can't walk around. Let me ask you just a couple questions. Okay. The veterans people, they were.
I think the first mistake was letting them in there, but again, this is a vet, so he is probably somebody who approved of the police, and he thought, he'd seen them in a good light, so he's like, oh, sure, this is, whatever. But then you have to remember, they're Tyrants and you're Brown.
You were concerned, okay, regarding a couple things. One was that you were.
And look how he's standing in his hallway, like it's his house. They get really comfortable in somebody else's house. Imagine you invite a guest in and they take over your house like it's their house.
We're threatening to commit suicide. That's not true. Okay. So what I'm here for is just to make sure you're not going to do something like that.
So he's threatening suicide against himself. So they say. So somebody says. He said, no, that's not true. So it's their word against his word. That's it. So and then the thing is, the only thing that gives you leverage is if you call 911 first. Y'all see how insane that is? It's your word against somebody else's word, but whoever calls 911 first, they have more weight with their name. That system is terrible. And for them to keep going based on this system is even more stupid.
You understand? So if you need our help, that's
hey, Patty, what's up? San Diego.
We're not here to mess with you, bother you, or anything.
Well, you do understand if you just walk in my place and you just automatically start walking around, and I know y'all wear body cams as well. That's so unfortunate too. If you just come in my place like that and you just start walking around, you have to have my permission to do that. So I don't appreciate that. You can't violate my rights because you got to call it.
Okay.
Right. So you're not
right.
You're not helping me if you just come in and you automatically start violating.
Well, sir, there's more for that.
He's definitely correct. They are not helping him. You can't just come in and walk around somebody's house because you feel like it. My thing is he shouldn't even invite them in. But hey,
officers.
No, it's not officer safety because I didn't even have to let you in. Right. So no.
Right, you should have. He said I didn't even have to let you in. That's where he messed up. He shouldn't have let them in. He thinks, okay, yeah, let me let them in because whatever reason he had. But obviously you see, bad idea. Bad idea. Do not let them in.
Don't say right, because it's about my safety, because you're in my domain. And if you're here to help me, you can't say, well, my safety, because I have no weapons. Obviously, we don't know that. You do know that, because I'm asking you to leave. Please leave.
Yeah,
I'm asking you to leave. You don't feel like I'm asking you to leave. You don't please leave. I'm asking you to leave.
Look at him. This smug look, and I'm telling you, he doesn't respect him. And this is where we get pure tyranny from. He's telling them to leave. This guy doesn't like it, but he knows he needs to leave. But his ego won't let him. His ego won't let him leave. Now this situation is about to blow up just because of him and his ego and his tyranny.
Our residents. Well, if you answer this question, I'm asking you to leave.
That's why I say he keep asking. He said he needs to tell them, you need to leave. Leave now. He needs to give them a law. He needs to give them a lawful order versus trying to, I think he's just being nice about it. And that doesn't help you dealing with, people like him.
I'm about to put you in handcuffs, sir.
If you do that, that's your choice. Okay, turn around. Why would you put me in handcuffs?
He's going to put him in handcuffs. Why is he about to put him in handcuffs? Because he's telling them to get out of his house, and he's trying to call the authorities because these authorities aren't listening.
So turn around, put your hands behind your back.
What have I done?
You're going to listen to what I said. You're going to put down the phone.
What have I done? You're going to listen to what I say. You see how he ignores that question? Because the answer to that question wouldn't make sense.
You're calling 911 and I'm standing right here.
But what?
That's not breaking the law.
Have I done? Put down the damn phone. What?
He's yelling at him for no reason. Well, never mind. He already walked in and was standing in his hallways acting like he owned the place already. How is this helping somebody who was called for possibly being getting ready to commit suicide? How can this help that person? How can this type of officer, this type of person, this type of energy help somebody who was getting ready to commit suicide? How would that help at all? It wouldn't. And the answer to that question is that it wouldn't. He's a terrible person. For you to know somebody's for you to know or be called that somebody is committing suicide, and you have no type of de-escalation skills, your objective is to get loud and try to intimidate this person into following some unlawful orders, is insane. And the fact that you yelling at a grown man in his own house after he told you leave, insane. This man committed no crime, did nothing wrong. These officers are tyrants, just egotistical. For what? What are you doing this for? It's pure ego, and it's pure. You need to bow down to us. That's the only thing that he's trying to prove here. You need to bow down to us. For what?
Why are you using profanity? Put your hands behind your back.
You got nice to this man. Why are you using profanity at me?
Because you know what? You're calling.
Look at him.
911. We're standing.
So what? You're not 911. You're not helping. He's somebody else calling 911. So that he's calling 911 because he's not getting help. They need to send somebody else because these officers are getting ready. Well, they already have broken the law, but they're getting ready to, basically exactly what happens. They're getting ready to commit crimes.
Right in front of you.
I'm asking you to leave my residence.
I'm not leaving your place now. Turn around. Put your hands down.
We're not leaving your place now because we said so. Remember, this is a violation of what this is not just the First Amendment. There's multiple amendments being broken right now.
I'm not doing that now. Put your hands behind your back. You're calling 911 right in front of us.
Because I asked you to leave my residence.
We can't leave. You know this. Determined. You know this. You know exactly what I'm talking about. If you were law enforcement, then you would understand.
Okay. And this is why African Americans have issues with law enforcement.
Don't start that. Don't start that.
What you mean? Don't start that?
I asked you to leave, and you used.
He said, "What you mean? Don't start that." He's obviously started it.
Profanity at someone?
That's okay. I could use that.
Oh, really? For someone who you concerned about doing something to themselves.
Hey, you know what? When you're not listening to commands, what did you do?
That wasn't a command.
All right.
A command for me to ask you to leave my residency?
You got command us to.
I can ask you to leave if you're not supposed. Why are you here? You were here to help me, and I
are here because somebody wanted us to shut
down. And I told you I was fine. And then you started exacerbating my condition. Why are you putting your hand up like for me not to speak? You can't help.
Look at this, man. Insane. He knows this. He knows how crazy this is. Somebody called to help him, and this is the help you get. He's in handcuffs now. That's how they help you. Look at him. This is the help you get this is the help you get. So how could this possibly help somebody who was on the edge about to commit suicide? And this guy doesn't seem like he's on the edge about to commit suicide.
Person, if you don't want to listen to what they're saying, if I ask you to leave because you're exacerbating my disability, which clearly you're aware I'm a person with a disability because you already observed, number one, you see a sign right here that's saying that. Number two,
how do I know what that is?
Yeah. What is that?
How do you know what that is? It has a handicap. It's a handicap sticker, which means you have some type of handicap or disability. Handicap sticker. Like I said, they don't know. They don't have no investigational skills, but they know. And they just know when somebody's a drug dealer and they pull them over and come on, man, get out of here. Get out of here. But you can't deduce that this person is handicapped or has a disability with the handicap sticker right there. Come on.
Oh, well, how do you know
I don't have one?
You could, but guess what? If you had one and you came in my residency.
How did you know I don't have one? He does have one. He definitely has a disability. Something is mentally off with him, and he doesn't need to have a badge and a gun.
And so you're the victim here, right? You're the victim here.
Yes,
right?
Well, you guys are victimizing me. And now I'm in cuffs.
Yes, he's the victim. What do you mean? You're the victim here. Yeah. He's in handcuffs. Y'all barged in his house. He told you to leave, and now he's in handcuffs because he was calling the authorities because y'all wouldn't leave. He's a victim now. He's a victim of you committing crimes.
Well, you're in cuffs now because of the way you're acting.
The way he's acting. He didn't act no type of way, but like a normal person. This is what you get for acting normal and being rational. The only thing that they respect if you were irrational, and their version of rational is do everything they say no matter what, even if it doesn't make sense, even if they're violating you, even if it's breaking the law. That's them thinking like you should do that. You should be irrational, and we'll call that rational. But if you're normal and rational, that is irrational to us. That's the mindset that they go with. But it's all a game. They know it's some BS, but their ego and the tyranny that is deep within them just won't let it go. They have to show that they're in charge. They have to show that, whatever. They have to show that.
And who else is here? Don't. Why are you grabbing me? I'm not doing it.
Relax. Relax.
But I asked you not to
relax.
Okay, that's a violation.
Yes, this is a violation. Fourth Amendment violation.
Why not? Because you're
Again.
One
through his house, walk
you know
around.
what? You can call up whoever you talk to and tell them. You know what?
You can call up whoever you want to talk to, but when I was calling somebody, you arrest. He's in handcuffs because he was calling someone.
But you can call up whoever you talk to and tell them explain to them
Sir, would you please
why
not
we're here.
step on my rug, please? That's a very expensive rug.
Who says I want to step on your rug?
Why are you acting like
These your shoes?
See, yes.
Stupid, man. This, oh my goodness.
Okay, good. You can put them on. You have ID with you?
I do, but I need to get it. I can't get it.
Where's your ID?
Would you please remove your hands off of me?
No, I will not.
I'm not resisting.
No, I will not. No, I will not. And I recommend you don't resist. So put your shoes on.
Why would I resist so y'all can
Good,
put my
put your
ass?
shoes on.
That's what y'all want to do anyhow.
What's your problem?
What's his problem? This cop is a psychopath. He's very sadistic, and the way he handles people is disgusting. They need to get rid of him. I don't know what these stripes are right here, or I don't think he's a sergeant, but whoever this officer is, hopefully they deal with
You
him.
know what? We came here because you called for help.
I didn't call you. I didn't call you.
Who did you call?
I did not call you.
Who did you call?
I didn't call you.
Who do you think they're going to call?
I don't know. Obviously, I wouldn't want them to call you all.
Well, they did.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
And now you're in our custody because you're under a mental evaluation.
What? This cop needs the mental evaluation. This is insane, y'all. This is crazy.
That's funny. Okay. I'm glad, and the body cams are working too.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. Where's your ID? Do you want your ID?
I can't get it because then I'm not going to allow you to go through my things.
Okay. So you don't own any weapons?
I already showed you that I had no weapons.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
Okay, you don't know anything.
Because I could go looking for anywhere that you might have a weapon if you're going on a 5150 hold.
I shouldn't be on a 5150 hold.
Hey, what's up, G-Mon?
That's an abuse of authority to put someone on a 5150 hold who has shown no signs of harming themselves.
Are these your keys to your apartment, sir?
They are.
Okay.
Wow. So much has happened in less than 5 minutes.
And I don't believe you're law enforcement the way you're acting.
Oh my
I can't believe you're a law enforcement either. But you are. You sit all too often in terms of how law enforcement act.
Act towards who?
Hey, could you go?
So within 5 minutes of these officers coming to check on somebody who was allegedly about to commit suicide, or talking about committing suicide, allegedly. I don't think this guy doesn't seem like he was even close to the edge of committing suicide. But, I'm not, a mental health professional, so I don't know. But from what I'm observing, he seems like he's pretty sound mind. This officer, on the other hand, seems mentally unstable. And it definitely seems like something's off with him. But within 5 minutes of them getting here, now this guy's in handcuffs and they're about to take him to jail. How would this help somebody who's about to commit suicide? How? This would just push them even more over the line. So, in my opinion, they're trying to kill him. They want him to die. And that's what it seems like.
Let Aaron know that I'm being unlawfully detained.
Don't worry about it.
Could you do that for me? Aaron. The manager here. Could you let him know? Aaron.
Yeah, you can make
Go tell Donna for me. Will you go tell Donna for me?
That right here, Donna.
John, go tell Aaron that I'm being unlawfully detained. Aaron. Yes, for no reason. For no reason whatsoever.
This is
I did not call you. I called you so you
when you
why
want
are
to
you
get help.
using the arm bar on me? I'm turning around. What are you? Oh, I gotta face this way now? Why is that?
Where you're acting.
What you mean, how am I acting? I hope this is gonna be worth it to you. I hope it's gonna be worth it. Yeah,
That cop is disgusting. This is a nice apartment complex too. He stays in a very nice place. I think the cop jealous.
What you mean, don't pull you? I'm walking. What you mean, don't pull you?
Well.
You think think I'm just here for the fun of it?
Yeah, apparently you decided to escalate the matter. So yes. Do you think I'm here for the fun of it? Yes, I do. You escalated the matter. You escalated the matter.
You will be sitting down in this car, okay?
Why wouldn't I not sit down?
Good, thank you, sir.
Slade has now been arrested, but it's unclear exactly what for. Calling a mental health hotline is not unlawful, and Slade denies that he claimed he said anything to the extent of harming himself. The officers lack enough information to initiate a 5150 hold, and appear to only have arrested Slade for asking them to leave and dialing 911 in the presence of law enforcement.
The worst thing you can do is make a 911 call right in front of us.
I can do what I want to if you're violating my rights. Don't tell me. Oh, so that's retaliation then. I can call wherever I want to. I have not violated any laws. If I want to call 911,
is there an extension on there?
Call 911. Y'all don't always act in accordance to the law either. Plenty of y'all get arrested and in prisons. Your badge don't make you above the law. Your badge does not cause me not to have rights. Violate that right you have to do. Again, because I called 911, I can call 911.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Not when I'm there, sir.
Yeah, what do you mean not when you're there?
If
I ask you to leave, that's constitutional right. When I ask you to leave, you should leave. When I ask me, I told you that I was in no danger to myself or others. You did not. And you notice that based on your observation. So when I ask you to leave, after you guys know exactly my disability, you should have left. Don't just tell me because I'm asking you to leave my residence because you're engaging in appropriate behavior to try to escalate the matter.
The officers attempted to call a supervisor, but are first unable to get a hold of anyone, and after 10 minutes in cuffs, the veteran's physical disabilities became inflamed, so he asked to have the cuffs adjusted.
Okay, give me 1 second. I will not put him in the front.
You need to move because this is escalating.
I will fix them though. I will fix them.
Could you do it really soon?
Yes.
I'm asking for a reasonable accommodation.
I told you that's what I'm going to do, so be quiet.
I need it soon because my disability is being activated. And then you go raising your voice and killing somebody. Why are you raising your
You
voice?
won't let me get a word in edgewise.
Because I'm fucking hurt.
What?
Get up.
This
Get
is
out.
a psychopath,
You can speak to
man.
me in a different tone as well. You don't need to scream.
He is a psycho. He is a psycho, and like, yeah, that's a shame. Like, don't call for help. He didn't, and matter of fact, he didn't even call. But when he tried to call for help, he got arrested. They can't. Somebody else called, and man, they make you not want to call. Like, what? It have to be like, you know, it has to be a very, 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 very important reason to ever call them for anything, because you never know how this may go. And also, this is a rule to never let them in your house. You talk to them outside. Don't ever let them in your house, especially if you haven't called them. If you haven't called them and they saying they coming to check on you, I would never let them in my house. No, sir.
Then I am, because you claim you're supposed to be helping me. It's the right.
These cuffs are just fine.
Right. And it's not that it's.
Why they can't just put the cuffs in front? There's no reason why they can't put the cuffs in front. He's saying, oh, we're not gonna put the cuffs in front. That's only just to mess with him and make him more uncomfortable, because there's no reason that they wouldn't put the cuffs in front. Because if this was somebody, and if this was an officer that they was arresting or something like that, and he asked him, hey man, can you just cuff me in front? Sure, man, no problem. We'll take care of you, man. You know, we don't want to be in this situation. We know you don't want to be in this situation. We'll go ahead and put the cuffs in front for you, man. We'll, you know, but when it comes to regular citizen, especially one who is a different color and may live in a place that that officer wants to live, man. Look how this situation ended up within 5 minutes.
My arm.
What are you talking about?
I have Okay, you're aware that I'm a disabled veteran, right?
Sure. Yeah, well, that's what you're saying. You see, there's plenty of room there.
No, it's not about the room. It's the positioning of my arms.
Well, how do you want your arms?
I need this cuff to be removed so from the front.
You know what? The cuffs wouldn't be on you if you weren't acting the way.
The cuffs wouldn't be on you.
Acting by exercising my constitutional
Okay, have a seat. I just checked your cuffs.
Okay, it's not the cuffs, it's the positioning of my arms.
I just told him. It's not the cuffs, it's the positioning of my arm. So can you cuff me in front? He shouldn't even be handcuffed, period. He should not have handcuffs on him. But okay, I have one condition. It's not the cuffs. It's the position of my arms. Can you put the cuffs in front? This cop is obviously retarded and egotistical. He just a moron with a badge and gun, running around like doing this type of stuff, yelling at people who have issues. And this guy seems I know he has issues from not issues, but I know he has probably some PTSD going on. And he might have things that happened to him when he was on duty in the military, or because he's a vet, so in the military. So this is how the cop deals with vets and people with maybe emotional or in some type of distress. His help is distressing them more and making the situation worse. How is he still employed doing this? Why would he even choose this job? He took the oath? He took the oath to uphold and protect and serve the Constitution. He's not doing any of that right now. He's going completely against his oath. He did take the oath because everybody takes the oath. He remembers taking the oath. He can lie and say he didn't remember taking the oath, but they make it a spectacle and they make it a big deal in that swearing in ceremony. So he's going against everything he swore to, against somebody who went to war for the country. I don't know if he went to war, but he served in the military for the country. He's supposed to get, at least a little bit of extra respect. But again, he's the color he is, and this cop doesn't care about anything but his own ego and being in control and just pure tyranny.
That's how the LAPD does our handcuffs.
So that's the purpose of asking for a reasonable accommodation.
And that was the reasonable accommodation.
No, the reasonable accommodation is to reposition my arm because it's exacerbating.
Reposition it how?
I need it in the front because it's exacerbating.
That's not how we do our handcuffs.
Well, the thing about asking for a reasonable accommodation is a policy exception.
No, we don't have a policy exception.
Yes, you do. Everyone complies by ADA.
No, police do not.
The police does not. He's a liar. He's the one. The person is reasonably asking him, hey, can you help me out here? I shouldn't be. This is his help. He shouldn't even be in handcuffs. I'm just
please do not.
I'll be going on and on.
I just explained to you what we did.
You haven't done anything. It has nothing to do with the constitutional positioning of my arm.
The officers finally get a hold of someone and request a supervisor to arrive on scene.
You know what? Call a supervisor.
Mr. Slade, what's your birthday?
Call a supervisor. I'm requesting a superior officer.
We're going to take you to see one.
You need to leave now then. I'm in pain. I'm requesting to see a superior officer.
All right. We're going to take you right now. This is Wheeler from Central Division. How are you? Good. I'm out here in the field, and we have we got a radio call, the second-hand caller from the Veterans Crisis Hotline. And anyways, we're out to his place. According to the comments, he was considering.
So he called a crisis line, and he ended up in handcuffs in the back of a police car, being yelled at, being berated, and being disrespected, and treated less than human. All from him calling the crisis line. What type of chain of events could you imagine? Like, how do those dots connect to him being in handcuffs right now?
That's not
We're
true.
here at scene. Have him in custody, but we cannot get a hold of the actual PR who is calling from the Veterans Crisis. He said he did call them, but he did not threaten to commit suicide.
1X45. Can I get a supervisor? For a location.
Central, Supervisor, meet 1X45, 255 South.
Yeah, I actually tried to call. Them.
So they take your jail. You
And wasn't able to.
You get taken to jail.
That's probably a huge, huge bureaucracy.
You better not try to kill yourself.
While waiting, the officers laugh off the possibility of a lawsuit.
As soon as he's gonna be on here. Look,
That's fine, sir.
yeah, you think I'm lying?
Yeah.
And I'm suing you. Why?
Okay.
You can laugh. I'm glad you find it funny.
No, sir. We got your date of birth.
I don't care what you got.
Eventually, Slade would ask for medical assistance for the pain in his neck.
We can do that because.
Are you gonna help me with the handcuffs?
No, look. I'm gonna ask you something. Okay? Well, I want to talk to you for a second.
My arm is exacerbated.
Douglas.
I don't want to talk to you.
Because that's what we.
I don't want you to be in handcuffs
I need
any
medical
longer than
attention.
you have to be.
I need medical attention. I need medical. Could you take me to get medical attention?
Yes, you will get medical attention.
I need it immediately.
Okay.
I've asked for a reasonable accommodation for the last 15 minutes.
Douglas, you requested a supervisor. I called one.
No, but now he's taking them to. I need medical. I requested an accommodation as well. On the ADA and the California Disability Prison. You guys are refusing to do that.
Douglas,
Why you put your hand up like that?
if you don't need medical assistance,
I said I need medical attention. I don't know why you would say something different than what I just said. I need medical attention.
you take any medication.
I'm not answering that question. I need medical attention.
Look how that'd be my thoughts. Like, why would you just say something different than what I just said? Why would you do that? But obviously, they are trying to manipulate him. It's so. I find this wicked. When people do stuff like, I find this wicked.
If you don't need medical assistance,
I said I need medical attention. I don't know why you would say something different than what I just said. I need medical attention.
do you take any medication?
I'm not answering that question. I need medical attention immediately.
Okay, what's your birthday?
I'm not answering that question.
They're gonna need this information.
I'm already telling you what you mean they're gonna need it. You already got me in cuffs now? Shit, they're gonna find it out anyway. I'm not answering any of your questions.
You don't want to answer any questions.
I don't have to.
Right.
You haven't even talked about it.
Call him an ambulance, and then he could go with them if he wants.
Douglas.
And the crazy thing is here, this cop knows he messed up, but his ego just won't let it. His ego won't let it go. What he should have did right here is just let this man go back in his house and just, hopefully it blows over. But no, his ego will not let him. He has to take it all the way there.
So you would like me to call you an ambulance?
I need.
So you would like me to call your ambulance. How many times do you got to say it? How many times? How many times? How many times? I need medical assistance. I need medical assistance. I need medical assistance. So if you don't need medical assistance, I don't know why you would say something different than what I just said. I need medical attention. I need medical attention. Hey, so do you need medical attention? What?
Medical attention.
You would like me to call
whatever
your
procedure
ambulance?
that you guys use. I need medical.
Okay, can you tell me the?
Yeah,
what kind of ambulance?
I said it many times.
We'll call you an ambulance. Is that what you want?
Okay.
Once I requested a reasonable accommodation, it was 15
Well, no,
minutes ago.
you got to say what you need.
No, I requested a reasonable accommodation. You didn't grant it. As a result of that, it is exacerbated. I need medical
I
attention.
do not put your hands up in front. That's not going to happen.
Excuse me?
Your hands are not going to be placed in front of you.
Okay.
That's not how we do things.
Well, the whole purpose of a reasonable accommodation is to
We
make a
don't do it
policy
like that.
exception.
No,
You're not even a superior officer. You don't.
Douglas,
we don't do it like
What
that.
do you need the ambulance for?
attention.
For?
my exacerbation of disability, cervical radiculopathy, C5 and C6.
Okay.
Due to the handcuffs.
Look, he telling me exactly what it is. This cop, man.
And
he doesn't even need to tell him what it's for. All he needs to tell him is, I need it. And you're supposed to call it for him. He don't have to give you this. Thankfully, this man is intelligent enough to articulate it, but man, if this guy wasn't this smart and being able to articulate himself, this would have been even worse. But still, he shouldn't have let them in his house. This is what letting them into your house led to.
The abusive touching that you did as well on the elevator.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're here because you're requesting all these services.
You're not giving it. That's the problem. Why am I still here?
I'm calling you an ambulance.
Why was I handcuffed in the first place? Because I called 911.
1X45. Can I get an RA 255 for now approximately 30?
You're in custody because you're under a mental evaluation.
In his mind, in these cops' mind, this is all his fault. He caused all this. The victim of this situation is the one who caused all this. Get out of here. They wanted this. They egged this on. They took it here. Crazy. This is what they call help. This is help. This is them helping you.
Complaining of pain to
From
his
us.
neck.
You don't have authority to put someone.
When the VA calls us, yes, we do.
You said because I called
Yes, we do.
911.
No, it's not that. You don't get to do that. That is against the law. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that.
No, you doing it.
Who are you going to call? The police on the police?
I guess.
No, that's not going to happen.
Investigate the police. What you mean the police on the
Not going to happen, sir.
Who has the investigation of the complaint?
You're more than happy to speak to a supervisor about what we did here today. You're more than happy to speak to a supervisor. That's fine.
It's gonna be more.
That's fine.
I hope it is fine.
It's not a problem, sir.
I really could use some help.
Douglas, will you listen to me for a second?
I have been listening.
Okay.
You haven't been listening.
I'm not here to fight you, argue with
You
you.
already have.
Just hear me out for a second.
That's exactly what you've been doing.
Hear me for a second.
I don't need to. You don't need to talk to me. I asked for accommodation. You can't help. Don't try to, deviate from what y'all did out there.
It's okay. You can say whatever you like.
I know I can. You don't have to tell me. I already know I can.
Yeah.
All right, take care, Patty.
Tell me he's got
I know it's
spine
late,
issues from previous injuries.
on that side.
And from you putting your hands on me, there was an
X45
additional
was
injury as well.
complained of
This is
Okay.
unbelievable.
I know, okay.
That's fine.
disabled military veteran.
Roger.
30 minutes after being cuffed, a supervisor arrives on scene.
Hey, sorry. I'm rolling here. Okay, so got a call from the VA.
Let's see how you
Apparently, this guy threatened to commit suicide over the phone. Then I hung up the phone, so it generated.
Apparently, he threatened to commit suicide. Is that what they said? If he did say that, for one, that should be recorded. So all you need to do is get the recording to see if that was actually what he said. I can't wait till that. I can't wait till if that recording comes out of that conversation with the crisis line. That's gonna be, oh. If he called and maybe he was upset and said things out of frustration, or just venting. He could have just been venting. And that's what happens. But
Call with the VA called us. Get out here. We get up to the apartment. He's in there. He opens the door for us. He actually lets us in.
look, he actually lets us in.
After a few minutes, start this check and make sure nobody else is in there. We handcuff him because he
You handcuffed him
immediately
because
gets irate, starts calling.
you handcuffed him because he immediately gets irate. Wow. Look how quickly the story changes to try to make this cop seem like he was in the right, and this is the right situation that is happening right now. No, he didn't get irate. He asked you politely to leave. You didn't leave, so he was trying to call the authorities, someone to get you to leave, and then you start yelling at him and screaming at him, and oh my goodness.
On 911 on his phone because now he's asking us to leave, but it's like at that point I'm already there, so put him in handcuffs.
You're already what?
I'm not able to get a hold of the lady from the VA.
Now you can't get a hold of the person in the VA when he was the line that he called. Now you can't get a hold of them, so you still have him in handcuffs for no reason. And the sergeant knows, like, hey, I still don't see a reason why he should be in cuffs right now. But he lets him know that he's rolling as soon as he walks up. Say, hey, I'm recording. My body cam's on, so don't say nothing. I won't say nothing crazy.
Whoever called it in, I have to try to find her extension somehow.
You can't even get
but he's just been completely irate the whole time.
How is he being completely irate? He's been very rational, very patient, and very understanding, while you simply yell at him, scream at him, treat him less than human, and won't do a reasonable accommodation by placing the cuffs in front when he shouldn't even be cuffed anyway.
He's in handcuffs. He wants his handcuffs in the front. I told him he cannot do that. I made sure his handcuffs were loose enough. They weren't restricting any type of.
He told you it's not the cuffs on his wrist. It's the position of his arm.
Of issue with his hands or anything like that. But like I said, he's completely 415. He wants a supervisor. Called him an RA. Said he's got pre-existing injuries from the military. Won't answer any of our questions. Won't work with us in the slightest. But
there's no reason to work with you. There's no reason to deal with you. For one, you have bad attitude. You're egotistical. You're a tyrant. Why would somebody even want to talk to you, deal with you? You're not listening. He can say something over and over again, and you don't hear it. All you hear is, I want to have control of this situation. Blah, 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 blah. Like a retard. Like, how do you be like that?
That's where we're at. Well, to us, at this point, he won't answer any of our questions to do anything. But and then after we got him in handcuffs, I started making the phone calls. MEU says, "Oh yeah, okay, we'll have a team at the station for you to meet us there." But as far as me verifying what he said with the VA, I can't. Yeah, can't do that. Well, then you just need that. Yeah. You get checked up by the RA. Yeah. Right. Yeah, MEU's gonna meet us there at the station. Okay. All right.
So what display?
You didn't let us finish our investigation.
What you mean? That's no reason to put someone.
Yes, it is.
Why? Because you was violating my rights.
We're not violating any rights.
How can you say that?
We did not conduct our investigation.
What was your investigation?
To see if you needed to be in place.
That I was good.
Okay. You didn't let us finish our investigation. Okay. All right. Okay. If that's how you like to see it. All right, Douglas, this is our supervisor.
Slade explains that he was put in custody for calling 911 and the extent of his disabilities to the supervisor, during which an ambulance arrives.
How you doing, sir? This guy's been very difficult with us. He's in custody for 5150 evaluation.
I hate the way that he's being very difficult with us. How is he being difficult with you? Y'all shouldn't even. He shouldn't be in cuffs. He shouldn't be dealing with you. He's not being difficult. He's asking. All he has been doing is asking politely for you to either leave his house, which he has the right to actually demand that you leave. But since you don't leave his house, you take him out of his house, you kidnap him, put him in handcuffs, and he asks you, "Hey, I have an injury. You know, can you place the cuffs in front because the position of my arm is exacerbating my injury?" How the cop is the only one who's been yelling, raising his voice, getting irate, being berating and doing all. He's the only one who's done that, and now he's telling this guy, "Oh my goodness, man! This cop is a monster." What? How could you? Come on, man! Come on.
The thing is, he has prior injuries to his back. I guess C-spine issue or something from previous injury in the military or something like that. Okay. And he requested an ambulance. So here we are. But it's. I mean, I know there's nothing you can really. He's ambulatory on scene.
And you're telling this paramedic some stuff that he doesn't need to know. All this paramedic needs to know is that this person needs help. Go help him. Why are you trying to prep him to have a bias against this man just because you have a bias against him? Like, why would you do that other than you being wicked and just want to control how somebody else feels about him? Just to, like, come on, man. Just, hey, this guy, we've been dealing with, he needs some help. You try to give this rundown of, that's basically what you're doing, trying to give them a rundown of, so they have preconceived notions about this man.
Walking, talking, awake and alert.
Yeah.
And we're going to the hospital because,
you know what? If he says he doesn't want to go, does he still have to go?
Oh, I'm asking.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's gonna. So we're here because he says he doesn't want to go by squad car. He wants to go by ambulance.
No. Why you're here is I was going to take him to the station to get eval by our mental evaluation.
And both of these paramedics their face, this guy and this guy, their face should be their face shouldn't be blurred because they're public officials. So their face shouldn't be blurred, but let's keep going.
But he has been so difficult with us, and now he's claiming he's got previous back injuries and wants us to reposition his handcuffs, and we can't do that. So that's where we're at. We're here for a mental evaluation.
Okay.
And so when we have him in handcuffs, he doesn't obviously like being in handcuffs. So now he's complaining we need to move his handcuffs to the front. We can't do that. So he's saying it's irritating his previous
Y'all can't do that
from the military.
Do you have any medical equipment before you guys got down here?
No. So if they don't transport them,
look him.
Yeah, we'll just take him to the station. I mean, there's nothing medically.
I think. All right. So
if there's nothing
now he's about to say there's nothing medically wrong with him.
medically.
So here's the.
There's nothing medically wrong with him. As if he has an X-ray, like as if he has X-ray vision. He can see this man's injury. He can see if this man is hurt or not. This is the same people who, they had this handcuffs man, put in the back of like a van or something, hit the brakes on him, smashed him, and the man broke his neck. And they saying, "Oh, you okay, man? Stand up. You all right, man? Ain't nothing wrong with you. Stand up." After the man's neck was broken and he was dying. So, like, it's just pure evil. You're not. How can you have no human compassion? None. No compassion whatsoever. No type of empathy. No type of de-escalation. And you're supposed to. And you are the one who got called to a wellness check. Oh my goodness, they need a separate set of people to deal with wellness checks. You can't send this egotistical maniac to help somebody who's dealing with anything medical, anything mental health related.
How much time you have on?
20.
I have 30 floors. So the smartest thing's going to be
Exactly.
handcuff to the rails, take him to the hospital, tell the doctor.
And you know he slipped up when he said that, because now he gonna have to stand on that too. So if you said there's nothing wrong with him, why is he in handcuffs? Oh, he was being irate, and the only thing that you got him in handcuffs for right now is that he was calling 911 while you were there, and you just not gonna stand for that. That is not a law being broken. So again, they came up and broke the law, and he was calling 911 because he saw that they were about to break the law. He was about to report. He was calling 911 to report a crime. But you didn't want him to report your crime, so now you committed a crime to stop him from calling out your crimes. It's like what kind of what kind of world?
He's complaining that he's got previous back injuries and he fell in comfort position. He realized we need to get it clear. That way, it takes all the liability off you guys, takes it off the city. I think it'll be the best thing to do.
Sounds good to me.
Okay,
We got.
so we're on the same
What
page.
information does he have?
So all I need is his name, birthday, address if he's got for his homeless. But we'll basically do that. So,
Okay.
Slade is then handcuffed to a gurney and taken to the hospital.
Actually, here, stand up here for a second.
Did you stop putting your hands on me?
I know I have to.
I'm gonna get up myself though.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just gonna make sure.
I'm asking you to remove your hand.
No, I'm not. Stand up, please.
I just. They don't want to leave. I called 911. They detained me. They saying I'm on a 5150 home. They saying I'm on a 5150 home. So if I'm on a 5150 home, then for calling 911.
Don't be telling everybody
I
that.
can tell people what the hell I want.
You're going for an evaluation.
Yeah. He don't want. Look how he tried to cancel his free speech right there. He just tried to cancel his First Amendment. Right, he's violated so many rights over and over again, trying to tell him he can't tell people what happened. Now you got to shut up and just let us, like, no, he can tell people what happened. He just doesn't like it because he knows that he already knows he did something wrong. Now he don't even want him telling other people that he did something wrong, which is crazy.
You want medical help? You get medical help?
Yeah.
Look, the sergeant needs to really talk to this officer instead of trying. I notice what sergeants do is that they'll hit the irate. They'll hit them with the subtle. They'll hit them with like a subtle thing to basically tell them, hey, you need to stop. But they won't just come out and say, no, that's wrong. He can say what he wants. They try to make it to where he's not making the officer look bad, because that's the same thing that happened with me with Officer Mercado and the sergeant that came there. The sergeant was basically telling Mercado that I have every right to do what I'm doing, but Mercado didn't like it. But the sergeant wouldn't just come out and outright tell his officer what's right and what's wrong. He just kind of like try to subtly do it, like this sergeant is doing right now. He's basically telling, hey, no, don't do that, because he has a freedom of speech, and you can't suppress his freedom of speech just because you don't like that he's telling the truth. Like, come on. But this sergeant not doing that, which that that makes me not trust this sergeant either.
And then they can just tell doctor.
Yeah.
Exactly.
According to medical records, Slade was forcibly injected multiple times while double cuffed to the gurney. While incapacitated, he was placed in leather restraints and put on a catheter. After his release, he would sue, asking for $10 million in damages. But the officers, of course, would ask to be granted qualified immunity and for the case to be dismissed. But the judge rejected the dismissal, ruling that Officers Wheeler and Yabana are not entitled to qualified immunity for the unconstitutional detention, excessive force, retaliation, violation of due process, violation of the Americans with Disabilities Act, violation of the Bain Act, battery, false arrest, imprisonment.
Look how much they regular pay. They're making over $100,000 a year. Over $100,000 a year. This guy has over $53,000 in overtime pay. What is he doing? Look how much he getting paid to do this. He been doing this over 20 years. This one been doing it about 20 years. So there's no way that they cannot know. There's no way that they cannot know. This is unbelievable, y'all. $116,000 overtime paid. So almost over 100 and what is that? Oh, almost $170,000. Even more, over $175,000 he's made doing this. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness. And they talking about they not getting funded the way they need to. Come on, man. Come on. Can y'all believe that? Over $175,000 if you add all this up. Close to $200,000 he got to run around doing what he's doing. He's a police officer too. Come on, man. Come on. Unbelievable, y'all. Unbelievable.
And negligence. The judge further stated that the city is vicariously liable for the officers' actions.
Yes,
and now the officers are set to face trial early next year over the false arrest, sexual abuse, and forced hospitalization. But there is no word whether or not they are to face criminal charges or if the LAPD plans to discipline the officers. So let me know what you think of this in the comments down below. And of course, as further news of the lawsuit emerges, I will be sure to let you know. But in the meantime, be sure to check out one of my other videos linked on screen.